approaches and has a hit. Jack McGlynn! That is an absolute banger to draw this game level.
All right, let's see. It seems like it's working better. Let me know if anyone's on YouTube and can see this. I just don't know if it's just a Monday thing or what's up, because Twitter works. Seeing if Twitch works. It seems like it does. And let's see if YouTube works. I'm going to tweet out a link. And let me click the link. There we go. Should be good. All right. I don't know what happened. And maybe I can't schedule things. But I scheduled it on Thursday, so that doesn't really make sense. So, all right, whatever. We're here. Let me know. I got my phone here too. Shoot me a DM if anyone's like on Twitter and like the links aren't working for some reason, because I'm not really sure what's happening. So let's take this part 2. Hopefully it's working, and hopefully we don't have to restart it once again. So if anyone's in chat, let me know, or else we'll just have to call it once again. So hopefully the YouTube link is working, because that's where most of the comments come from. If not, just give me a heads up here. All right, seems like Twitch is working. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Alex, what's happening? Good to hear from you. Yeah, it's been a while. Appreciate you stopping by, coming back. Love it. How have you been? All good? Yo, yo, yo. Is it working on YouTube? I don't know what happened that first link. So what's happening? Atlanta playing pretty well. You love to see it. You love to see it. All right. Yeah, we're live. We're cooking. All right. Cool. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm not sure what the first one, like, there was just, it wasn't streaming to YouTube, even though I scheduled it and everything. So it is what it is. No MLS questions, obviously, but we're getting to the weekend here, and we'll have a full slate. Then we have another midweek next Wednesday that you can kind of look forward to. Challenger wide open again. Trying to get some last in-season action. Hopefully everyone else is as well. Ronan, what's happening? How are you? Good morning to you. Yep. Same. I had the pieces everywhere. It's just my main pieces. I played a Schulte who got like a 2. And I think I had like 388 to 400 out of 4 players with multiple lineups, which is brutal. But pretty successful game week. Outside of that, you have to look back at it. But FPL, what's happening? How we doing? Yeah, I'm so late to the party, and like I've been talking about it for weeks that like I needed to do it, and I ended up going elsewhere. But like, man, these I wouldn't have been in D1 anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. But man, you would have to be doing well if you're in D1. You might get relegated and get a reward, which is crazy. But yeah, crazy. Man, yeah, that is a really nice lineup. Really nice lineup. Yeah, scores were high. Yeah, I'll pull up what I was rocking with. Yeah, you got to get into start. Yeah, I 100% agree. That's kind of, I mean, I'd start in D4, but by the end of the year, maybe you'd have it. Anyone have this issue? I can't scroll. Like, I have to click these to get to lineups, which is the most annoying thing in the world. I don't know. I've tried to zoom in. I've tried to zoom out. Like, it's just nothing. There's no scrolling. Sorare just the worst. I should just look on Sorare data, but I'm just going to pull it up here. So I'll go through these. I guess I can just click this way. But I can't scroll, so you can't see this one, but it doesn't matter. That one wasn't any good anyway. Ooh, tier 1. Let's go. Back to back. Way to go. Love it. Yeah, I knew you. Yeah, I can just get out. Yeah, it's terrible. But 200 was good. 200 was really good. Yeah. Back to back rare 2. Just Heat. What's happening? Love it. Love it. And that 90. Cucho just is good for goal and assist off the bench every time. And yeah, flashback to that Quinn Sullivan. He came through. Double captain in both, and he's carrying me to a tier 3 and a tier 2 plus boxes, which boxes is what I want. Is there's nothing better than pulling a tier 5 and just ripping them, and I've had decent luck. I'm getting like tier 3s, which is a win. But yeah, it was fun. This one hurts just because this is a 96th minute America goal to break up that clean sheet, which would be really nice. But still nice showing. It's not like I would have won or anything, but that was pretty fun because these are like guys that if you were here at the last stream, we're just talking about basically like ridiculous scenarios of what would happen. And this lineup was what I was talking about here. Quinn Sullivan worked. Sordo got a decisive, which is insane. And Saliba had an assist and scored 93. So like, it's kind of funny that some of it worked out. Gwen Sullivan just going off is hilarious, and you love to see it. But yeah, Cap 200 was fun. It was tough to make lineups. You know, some of these terrible cards that I really haven't gotten much play or just are in different situations. Like Evan Nielsen used to be a great card. Obviously at Bournemouth, completely different, but had to play him against Liverpool. Didn't expect anything there, but to get any reward. So as you can see here, 8 out of 13 at least got a box, which is probably my best game week. Although I had a lot of letdowns. Like a lot of these lineups aren't very good. So like this Prem lineup wasn't very good other than Van Heck. Delit was fine, you know, just wasn't good. But it was D4. So it's safe. So that's no reward, but it's safe. I hate that they give you a reward. I don't know why. Bundesliga, I'm here as well with that red card. My lineup stunk anyway, so it was fine. But that was on Friday, so that was kind of a kick. Red or Dead, what's happening? How we doing? But yeah, this Bundesliga somehow is safe in D3. I thought for sure I was getting relegated, but to waste an Atubolo clean sheet is pretty brutal. And like I had the guys just bad building of lineups because it just didn't go very well there. Champ, I had Undav who scored twice. That 5-1 victory was crazy. Didn't see that coming, and nothing around him. But this was good enough in D3 to get a box. I just can't believe that. That's absolutely insane. Challenger could have been better for sure. A lot of missed opportunities there as well. Roan, you got a tier 2, tier 3, and 14 boxes. Dude, that's awesome. Like, that's huge. Just getting boxes. Like, the max, this is going to be my biggest box. I think I have 8 boxes coming in. This is the most that I've had just because I don't have a ton of lineups, just the rare level. I don't play limiteds, but like I'm ecstatic because 8 boxes is probably going to be enough to pull the tier 5 after pulling the tier 5 last game week. So that's always fun. I love it. I figured out how to save certain champion essence so I can farm. All right. Yeah, I like that. It's Hershey. What's happening? It's Hershey had a big hit. Congrats to him. Well, I had Kane, Cap, and Burkhardt with a brace, and Amiri. He got 2 yellows in a minute. Sent off. Yeah, that was brutal. We had another red card here. Sario. Woldger Goes was there as well. So it wasn't really anything crazy. But, you know, I had Ty in there. So that kind of stunk. But it kind of was what it was. This one hurt, though. That was my classic one. You can't see behind my head. This is so annoying that you can't scroll. So dumb. Like, why can't I? I guess we have to zoom out. But I'm getting a box, but it's 389 with Schulte getting a 1, which is brutal. Obviously, we got decisives everywhere other than Kai. He didn't have one. But yeah, that one hurts. And then Layman's had that save. Carl's Hill They just lost 4-0. So hurts a little bit on that one as well with Gazdag going off. But we'll take the boxes and we'll move on. Absolutely. Yeah, Schultz could have done a lot better. And like he had the clean sheet going after the 60th minute, and I'm like, wow, we have an absolute banger here. And then, nope, he decided to turn it off. These are basically throwaways. Just with, I knew some of these guys were going to come off the bench, so gladly get a box out of there. Not expecting anything, and then under 23. You hate to waste to Bost, but like this is my second lineup and it smashed my first lineup. Rhodes has been awful. I bought him this year. I mean, they scored 5 and he couldn't even get on the action. Tony Fruch did well again. I can't believe Ghent beat Bruges, but it's crazy, right? Red or Dead, you got 8 boxes and a tier 1 from D1, dropped from a star. Maybe it's that top of that tier 1, which, like, honestly, you know, you want to get that star, but top of tier 1 is so good too. So good. But yeah, that's, I mean, I will take as many boxes as I can get. Boxes are, I don't know if they're underrated now. I feel like people are coming around to them, but they're huge. Like, so that brings us to this game week. I don't have any goalies, so this is more for everyone else and not for me. I'm going to play like a 4-man under 23 maybe, or I'm not going to buy a goalie. I just not going to do it because I was kind of looking at the prize pools. So if you look at under 23 D2, which is what I have, I don't have any D1s. At least in the rare level, it's I think a tier 1 for the winner and tier 2 for second place. It's just that's not really worth buying a goalie for. Yeah, it's Hershey for sure. So underrated and important. Yep. Yeah, I'm a huge box guy. I didn't play it. I didn't even bother playing it. I should have, but like, I don't know. I didn't play the first one, and I was just like, whatever. I probably should have played it. Got 426 in a raffle ticket. All right. Boulot, what's happening? So let's jump into limited. So like I said, if you have La Liga, you're in good shape, which is great. 5K prize pool, 56 lineups, 80 total rewards as of right now. About 15, 20 minutes ago, I updated this. So it could be a little bit more. Or if you're seeing it in the morning, you know, could obviously raise up. La Liga 2 up there as well. Pretty nice prize pool, 63%. Contender in season. I'll blow this up for you guys. Sorry. Oh, why is that doing? There we go. Contender in season. Have several cards going. Courtois too is another one. Man, there's so many, like Ter Stegen going down, Neuer not playing. Like there's so many absolute landmines out there. If it's me, Kai Wagner, yeah. Yeah, just drive down and see him. No, I mean, I don't know. I've said it before on here, and I'm definitely in the minority that like, I just don't care about meeting people. I'm not saying it's not like a cool experience. Sure, it would be, but like, I just don't care. It just doesn't do it for me. Like, send me a jersey that's unsigned and I would take it over it. But that's definitely just like a me thing. It's not knocking like the experience. I think it's awesome. And I should have played it. I don't know. I was lazy and like, I was just tired and didn't put in another lineup. Yeah. Under 23 D1, 21%, $300 in the cash there, 374 lineups, 80. La Liga in season 3 up there as well. So like if you're playing any La Liga, you might be in good shape. That's for sure. Contender in season 3, and then get your under 23s. And again, if you're just joining, this is server probabilities, and it's not factored in like how good the rewards are. You can kind of see a breakdown. So like the total rewards, it doesn't say whether it's like, you know, tier 1, tier 2, but you obviously know midweeks, it's a little bit lighter, on the prize pools, things like that. But if there's 5K for La Liga D1, that's, I know I'm saying it every midweek, I feel like, but that's a crazy prize pool. And what would you know? Same thing for rare. So 35 rewards, 10K prize pool, 29 lineups. So if anyone in chat is able to play that, I would absolutely prioritize that to have a nice chunk in that competition. So you got that. You got contender in season, actually second, which is a little bit surprising. D1 under 23 1 is up there as well, 35%. Sadly, I have 3 D2s. I can't get into D1, which is frustrating. But also my under 23s have played horrendously, and they don't deserve it. So in season 2, almost 5,000 for that prize pool too. So D2 is great as well. You really love to see it. And if I was playing La Liga, I would really love to see it. But yeah, here we are. So here's the D2 that I was talking about. No money on the prize pool or on the podium. And this is kind of why I'm not buying a goalie. I think there's only like 6 or 7 possible under 23 goalies from what I've seen. And, the ones that like I would want long term are just a little bit too expensive that I don't want to pay right now. That's for sure. When it just doesn't really make sense. La Liga Classic, nice little podium spots there for cash, but only 16 rewards. It's really tough to get rewards there, but boxes are key. Underdog specials, the other thing I forgot to mention it on that. We'll go back, and then the European League, just kind of totally forgot about these. So European League, there's 1,046 lineups. That's going to be your Europa. 7.93% chance. Probably a lot of dummy lineups in there. Just kind of throwing people. Like for me, I'm probably wherever I play, I'm not going to have a goalie. So it's going to be a 4-man team that really has no chance. I'm just hopefully grinding out a box, and that would be a big win for me. Maybe play a couple 4-man teams and just hope that they go off. And then that underdog, again, no goalie. So maybe I play a 0 goalie and go that route. Only 68 rewards for 1,200 lineups, which is pretty crazy. But same thing. I'm not sure if there's boxes in that. Definitely would have to check on that. If there's boxes, I'd probably play it. Then the All-Star Special, 4% chance of reward. Yeah, not great. And then the in-season, 3% chance, but the amount of people that would have actually, 5 starters might be a lot lower than it's definitely not. It might be half, might be less. I don't know. While there are a decent amount of goalies in the actual pool of players, a lot of people won't have, full. Here's a good point here. You think Sorare makes changes to these prize allocations? Feel like La Liga D1 is always handing out money and should be redistributed. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like that every time, right? It really does. But at the same time, like if I played La Liga, it's an incentive to play it. Like to get to D1, it really rewards you. I'm really interested to see whenever we get like an EPL midweek, like where everyone's playing, what that prize pool looks like. Is it going to be even more than that? Probably should be, right? Just kind of based on the allocations. So I don't know. That's a tough one. So let's go back to the limited, and we'll check out how the special comps are here. All-Star, 4% chance, almost 14,000 lineups in there, 554 in the rewards. Underdog, 7K, about the same percent. And then European in-season here, we got that 2,700 lineups, 3.559, 2,500 cash there. And then almost 6% on the European League Classic Special. So, I mean, again, you're going to have a ton of dead lineups. I haven't looked too much into it. I was looking at under 23 earlier. Let's just take a look at All-Star to see kind of grand scheme of things. Goalkeeper-wise, we might be seeing some rotation with Europa, just with like big clubs. They might rotate a little bit. We've seen in the past. Don't really know because, we're just getting started here. I know we have like Sudamericana, a little bit of South American. We got Pena, obviously, taking over at that 0 as well. Yeah, if they pay out EPL D1, I think everyone would be happy. So I would think they would have to, right? Just based on the precedence of this. So, I mean, if you look at All-Star, there are a ton of keepers, 10 teams playing. So if you don't have a keeper, you're probably just out of luck. 4-man teams probably aren't going to do it unless you go like the under 23 route, or you buy a cheaper goalie that might start. Maybe get a little lucky on rotation or something along the lines of that. So I'm not buying for this midweek. I wouldn't really suggest it. Like if there was one goalie that I would get, it would be Rome Jaden Owusu-Adoru for AZ, and he's just so expensive, but it would fit my gallery and it makes sense. Kind of the grand scheme of things, but you have Diego Costa playing for Porto, so obviously if you have him, you're rolling him out. No issues there. There's man, that's. I feel like La Liga, while they're giving out money, if you don't have Real Madrid players, unless they rotate and it's just like crazy. Playing Alves, although they're in 6th right now, that's tough. That's definitely tough. Kuzman's. Yeah, very, very interesting. So let's get to the actual fixtures. If you notice in the thumbnail from the one that was supposed to work, I threw out there the top 4 teams that were basically in Europa. And you can kind of see from a top-down approach, just for win percentage, Tottenham playing Karabag. Yeah, they should smoke them. Almost 3 XG. Should, but will they? Who knows? I'm actually going to zoom out just to make sure that we don't miss any home away. I was going to say, I was pretty sure most of them are home. Real Madrid, Alves, Barca at home, at Man U against Twente, who should be an easy matchup. Millonarios, let's go. Is that Sudamericana? No, that's just straight Chile, like straight Colombia. Chile, Universidad, Frankfurt. So that's kind of Frankfurt's in a really good matchup, and I have a couple Frankfurt players, but it just doesn't make sense getting a goalie even now. And then I have other AZ players, AZ, whatever you want to call them. They're playing Elfsborg, Swedish team. That should be a crazy matchup. River Plate playing Colo Colo, Sporting Braga playing Tel Aviv, Galatasaray playing the Greek club, Cruzeiro, Libertad. Libertad's, if you're unfamiliar, that's where like Diego Gomez came from. And who else came from there? There's someone else big that came from there that went MLS and then there. Who will start for Frankfurt? I have no idea. I haven't even looked. Have not even looked. That's a good question. You would think they rotate kind of significantly too, right? Just kind of playing into it. That's another reason why I'm not really caring too much about this midweek, just because if they're playing Plism, 70% chance to win, you're probably going to see a decent amount of rotation. If we take a look over Europa, see like a projected lineup here. So as always, Predictorfy and Sorare Inside have projected lineups. But yeah, we don't really expect all the starters to play. I'm just curious what kind of percents we got on here. I would think there's some rotation. But I don't know. Yeah, both guys have the top 2 guys, Marmouche and Akitike. Ekatike at 90%, both of them. I don't know enough about the situation, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some rotation. But at the same time, I don't know enough about any situation, and I have no reason to give any of my opinions because they're not very good opinions. SC Football Club, FC, is that Romania, I believe. FCSB playing Rigas. I just feel like there's no players that be minted there. Fenner's playing Union SG. I feel like that's actually a pretty good matchup there. Half decent. Oh, little French League 2, Ligue 2. You love to see it. Then you have your Sevilla, Girona, Atletico Mineiro, Lorient. I haven't been following them too much. Orenburg, yeah, so we're getting into like the 50-50s. Besiktas against Ajax, interesting. Lyon versus Olympiacos. There's some good matchups. Interesting matchups. Like this one, I was looking through some of the odds earlier. Porto, I know they have to make the trip to, however you say it, Bodo Glimt, up north. And I know they're on the road, but 51%. Kind of crazy for a Porto team. So maybe there's some rotation there, or, maybe it's a tough place to play. I just don't know much about that team other than Amal Pellegrino came from there. Tolkien's back. I have 2 of them. Didn't play either of them. I've been firing him in every lineup, every week, and then I don't play him in probably one of the better matchups he could have had, and like an idiot, and he went off. So that hurt. It's good to see that he actually scored well. In other news, Forsberg's supposed to be back, so that should cut back into his role, but maybe he'll play better with him in the back of the lineup, with the team playing better. So that's pretty good there. The player database is tricky just due to there's not a lot of sample size throughout this. It gets better with 3 home, 3 away. So once we get to that point, it's a lot better. So some of the leagues make sense, and the scores are really solid. It's like MLS. I do follow them pretty good, and it's pretty spot on, pretty good projections. But again, these are a projection. They're not the gospel by any means, and it's tough to do projections. Like the amount of data that goes into this, the amount of everything goes into this is really nice. That's why you see like these 95s for these goalies. It's just based on the current statistics that they have, and especially with Europa League, some of these teams have nothing. So there's absolutely no data other than the few matches that they've played, in Europe, which makes it pretty tough. But nonetheless, I don't really need to look at goalies other than let's look by clean sheet. Just use the odds to do that, because that's going to obviously point us in the right direction. The keepers that have the best chance of picking up a clean sheet and scoring at least 60 plus. So Real Madrid at the top, best odds at a clean sheet. Hopefully they're all played in La Liga. Courtois. Got Casio up here for Cruzeiro. That's nice. And Franco Armani for River Plate. So Laird's going to have a good game week. Good to see that. You got Peña from Barca stepping into a perfect spot with Ter Stegen out, patellar tendon tear. I didn't see the exact injury, so it's nice to see that there. Well, not nice for him, but rip to all owners there. Tottenham, Vicario in a good spot, obviously 85% to win, over 50%. Onana, a little bit of a toss-up here. It seems 60%. Yeah, you just don't know if they're going to rotate or not, which makes it tough. Everson. I used to love my Everson whenever I played Limiteds maybe 2 years ago. He was my keeper for Atletico Mineiro. It was great. Kawa Santos for Frankfurt. Nyland for Sevilla. I was kind of looking at him whenever I was looking at making a La Liga team, and he kind of jumped out. Mamardashvili is there as well. Arias, Livakovic, however you say that. Yeah, so there's some some solid names, and like for galleries that have a little bit of a South American flair, might be a good spot. Not sure where all you could play them other than like All-Star and like some of the other competitions, Underdog maybe, but interesting nonetheless. All right, let's sort this one. We could go clean sheet again, but obviously you're gonna get the same teams. So let's just go by points scored. Just to kind of get Romero getting 100, obviously not the case. And just the 999 means they haven't had a projection or they're not projected in a starting lineup. So that might as well be 0 unless they haven't been projected, like this Lorient. Maybe they don't have a lineup in there yet. But in the morning, I would normally check. You got Harry Maguire up here. But again, small sample size, 70% start from our friend Lewis. Eric Garcia, 50-50. Brose Canseco hates him. You ruined a bet for him there. Yeah, a lot of Man U guys. Makes sense. But a lot of toss-ups, a lot of percents that could rotate, which is always going to be the case with midweeks. I'm glad we have a week off for MLS, but then we get into some more rotation. We have teams playing U.S. Open Cup, Canadian Championship this week on Wednesday, as well as the, however you say it, Campeones Cup that Columbus is in. Yeah, Alex says I go by 70 plus. But here to see how you go. Yeah. Yeah, 70 plus is good enough for me. Just you can't really, with the quick turnaround, you can't really expect everybody to start. There's going to be DMPs with the new sub rules. It kind of helps you out a little bit, though. So if you at least know they're going to be in the squad, especially like Cucho Hernandez, he just is good for a goal and assist off the bench. So it doesn't matter if he starts. You can play 45 every match, and he can still smash. Michelin playing Simsir up here. And then Bodo Glimt does have Jens Petter Hogue, or however you say, at the top of the list here. With him going there, he was 100% talent. I remember whenever he was announced to make that move. Oh, you meant the score. Yeah. Yeah, the 70+%. Absolutely. Yeah, I got you. Yep. Absolutely. Bruno Fernandes, if he starts, absolute smash spot. But again, if he starts, Valverde, Evgen, another Bodo Glimt guy. So they do have, I forgot about him too. So they do have some scorers that are very interesting as far as, they've had cards before and then they've moved there. So that's always fun. Moreno for Lanús. Juan Quintero for Racing Club. A little bit of Mark Roca. I have Thibaut Summers for Cercle Bruges. I have some of these guys just not worth getting a goalie. Interesting. Yeah. And we'll go forward. Jose Perez. So Son is 90% to play. He is in an absolute smash spot. So if you have him, you got to feel good about that. In a match where they're probably going to score 3, that's probably a decisive waiting to happen. Projected, all you guys are projected 100. Yeah, small sample size. 60 plus of that 70. He's a decisive dependent guy, but last match didn't go well. Maybe this match he's in a good spot. Solanke, Marmouche, 90% for both those guys, which is kind of crazy. But again, I don't know anything about the situation, so not for me to talk about. But those guys should both smash. I kind of prefer Marmouche just based on his AA that he adds, just based on few matches. But Brennan Johnson, Rashford, Rafinha. I had a nice last match. Trying to see if Kramarik back 80% here. Hoffenheim, who's Hoffenheim play? Michelin. They play Michelin. Okay. Troy Parrott's been really good. He had that crazy match couple again. Who did they play again? Elfsborg, that's right. Lamine Yamal, just unbelievable. Might be the best, not only the best under 23, but one of the better cards on the platform right now. Griezmann, future LAFCer in there as well. Lewandowski, Hulk. Always love to see a nice Hulk showing. But yeah, some of these guys have, so like Hulk, for example, would be a good one. Monero have been playing, Brazil's been playing. So you feel good about that projection. Same with Paulino. If you have an Atletico Monero stack, Everson in goal, yeah, you feel pretty good about those guys. Vinny Jr., yeah, not going to go too much further than that. Yeah. Midweeks are tough, but if you have players playing and with fixtures, I should say, you're probably going to fire them up and kind of throw caution in the wind, unless you have safe starters. But with zero sample size with the Europa League, it's going to be difficult. That's for sure. So let's see. As far as mine, like I said, I don't have a goalie, so this will take literally no time whatsoever. I'm just going to go into All-Star and just kind of talk through. No goalie, so just use one of these zeros. I could play underdog if I want to go that route, but not really worth it if you're going with four guys. We have Atalanta playing Como. That got pushed back. That was suspended today. Fiat in that matchup, he's 90% on both sites that I saw. So I could play a little Frankfurt action there. I would expect a lit to be on the bench or out of the squad. Yeah, or out of the squad. I guess Twente, not really needed. Goes is in season. Not that you need an in season. All solid matchups, but with these bigger clubs, it's funny to say bigger clubs, but yeah, you have those options. Wakazaka's playing. Solid matchup. Varela, he just doesn't have the upside. He's a cat mode player. He's good for 50 to 60, that's for sure. Davidov, what's happening? Thanks for coming in. Kenneth Taylor, if he starts, type of thing, against Besiktas. Yari, again, if he starts, he hasn't been starting. Usario is, let's see, he's suspended for league play, not for this match. So you'd have to think he would start because he's going to be out the next match. Dead even with Hoffenheim. Interesting. Sven, I like playing him. He does play. I like how he plays. He is always capable of decisives. He got both of the Jose Martinez as well as the Barriel. Stepped off injured. Yeah, so I just won this Emiliano and Martinez. So apparently I just win Michelin cards, which I guess is cool. But winning him bumped up my Osario. So that was cool. And then forwards, have some solid options. So while I kind of like these options, again, like I said, does it make sense to get a keeper? No, not for me. If we take a look at the underdog, just curiosity, with the rules, does it say? What are the rules? Is it like the underdog from before where they all had to be under 50, or I guess, do I have to navigate to the site? Because that's the worst. I absolutely hate navigating to the site because I can't scroll. Am I scrolling? Oh, it's like, this is so dumb. So dumb. I can scroll here. All right, let's click into it. I can't scroll at all. It's just, all right. No cap limit this time. Okay. All right, now we're in. Okay, classic, underdog. It's your scouting skills. Every player's an average score of 50. No cap limit. What do you mean? Oh, like cap 200. Yeah. Yeah. Were you on the FBL? Were you on the platform whenever the underdog competitions? This is what it was. It used to be all players are under 50. And then there was specialist, which You had to have 2 under 40, and then you could have only 1 over 60. That was kind of fun too. I always like that. But as far as under 50 guys, don't really have that many options. I have to play Delit, who's not playing, so it just doesn't make sense there. So do I go to under 23, or do I just throw it in something else? I'm leaning towards under 23, but you'd have to play Goes. One of them, maybe a Sario, which is okay. Good options, but at the same time, not great. So I'd probably be, better off just not playing at all. But go for a 4-man box. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, do I have enough guys playing here? I mean, I think they're all playing here, right? So if I got Thiot, Sven, Kite, yeah, I'd probably do this. Just I don't have the in-seasons either, so enough in-seasons, right? How much do you have to have for the other one? Get that 4? Yeah, you have to have 4, so that's out as well. That might be a solid spot, but not for me. See, I'll probably just play this. Just throw the old man in there. That works. Sven. Free turkey, please. It's just like, who's the other player? I'm probably going to go with Kenneth Taylor. Just based on matchups, you don't want him who hasn't done anything against any team that he's playing Man U. Sure, Varela on the road. He always scores decent, but I'm probably just going to go Taylor. Where do I go to Sario? Sario at home. He's definitely going to play, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I don't know. I kind of like Sario as a better matchup for Ajax. I don't know. I'll go Sario for now. And let's go here. Whatever. It's not great, but it's what I can do. Then I'll just throw another one if I can. Probably an all-star, right? Or can I? Yeah, I don't want to get relegated, obviously, out of one of those. So, yep. I'll throw Ribeiro in there. Get him some XP. So out of these two, I don't know. I guess it's not going to get anything, so don't really have to worry about it. I like playing Wakazaka. He's pretty safe. Summers, I'd prefer him. And I guess we could throw Kenneth Taylor, Varela in there. I just got Kenneth Taylor and not care because this has no chance either. Wakazaka retro style game. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then can we do one more 4-manner? Hopefully you guys have actual lineups and not what I'm putting together. I'm not sure if Talis Magno's going to play, and I guess I'll play Rhodes just because he's safer than other ones. Barrial, I guess, against Libertad. Yeah, let's do that. French D2, I feel like in the Discord, they were looking for the French league lineups. I will look for you. One sec. I'm not sure who does them either. Yeah, nothing posted here either for any of them. I'm not sure who does that. Yeah. I wonder if it's the same person for both, and maybe they'll be up overnight. You'd really hope that everybody. 3 All-Star lineups, FPL, nice. Not expecting much. Yeah, too many entries. Yeah, for sure. Only got one. Osasuna, let's go. La Liga is probably the play. I love that. Balot, thanks for coming in. I know it wasn't the most invigorating or tantalizing stream that you can have just because the lack of MLS, but yeah, good luck to you. Hopefully you have a great game week. We'll just do that, throw that away and call it. Yeah. All right. I know it's a short stream, but with these midweeks, it's really tough because there's not a lot going on. Went through the game week. Hopefully, if you have like Tottenham players or teams at the top, they don't rotate. You should be in a really good spot. I'm looking forward to some of these matches actually from a non-Sorare kind of angle. And I'm also looking forward to not having MLS on Wednesday. And we can actually wait, then do it all over again next Wednesday and repeat the process. But we're down to the last 4 or 5 matches in MLS before playoffs. So utility is running to the end. Hopefully we can get a little bit more juice out of that. But we'll talk about that on Thursday. Talk about all 28 teams in action, 1 team on bye, and we got some nice matchups. We have the Hudson River Derby between New York City FC and New York Red Bulls. Yeah. And some other tasty matchups on the weekend. You have some Spurs, but it's, Christian Romero and Porro. It does seem like they are going to be casualties of rotation, from what I briefly looked at as well. I think I saw that Porro was a toss-up, and then I didn't even see Romero in the prediction. So, yeah. I don't think anyone can, predictions are great, but, at the end of the day, we have no idea. Some people have, insights to the clubs, which is great. But, for me, I have 0 idea. It's just based on the information that I have for MLS. I try to do my best for all 2018. That's why I'm kind of piecing off into getting team experts. So as much as I don't like giving up the teams, it would be a huge burden kind of off me. I'm hoping by, next season to maybe have half the teams and then have team experts for half, while that would cut down on, a lot. Kind of frees me up to do things that I actually like. I don't know, I haven't had a lot of time for actually scouting Sorare, and I kind of miss that kind of stuff. So that's why I like doing these streams, just to kind of keep up to date with everything and kind of see who's in a good spot, whether or not I have the players or not. Yeah, it's Hershey. We have Timbers coming into town. No Evander. That's huge. Yeah, Evander's out. Yellow card accumulation. That is a huge loss for him. Yeah. Just Heat, absolutely. For St. Louis, shoot me a DM. I definitely am looking for a couple team experts. There's some teams I don't want to give up. St. Louis wouldn't be one of them. But some teams I'm pretty good at. If anyone knows a CF Montreal expert, I absolutely hate doing that because Courtois is an idiot and gets mad at his players every day. I'm not saying Joseph Martinez is in the right, but he's in the doghouse. He's out of the doghouse. Wanyama's in the doghouse now. It's just it's almost impossible to predict. So if anyone has an insight to them, that would be great. Toronto, I would love to give up. Nothing against Canadian teams. It's Hershey, Vancouver, maybe. Those north of the border teams can be very tricky with their rotations. But at that, probably going to call it. There's nothing else to do. midweeks can be fun and can be very boring if you don't really have a goalie to play or any MLS. So it's kind of sad that MLS is over, but to be frank, I'm kind of ready for MLS to be over. I'm just burnt out and I want to do some other things, and time off from MLS would give me time to do that. So I'm looking to just Europe only. Sounds great. And obviously South America. But yeah, we're going to call it there. Good luck. Yeah, absolutely. I'll reach out to you. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully the boxes are great. Hopefully the rewards are great. I know some people in here are looking at a tier 1, maybe even a tier 2. Hopefully the reward RNG in the tier 5. If anyone's pulling tier 5s from Essence, like I will be, hopefully if I get enough Essence, hopefully. Why not hit a star out of there, right? Whatever the 2% chance or whatever it is, why not us? Why not now? So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on Thursday for a full slate of MLS, one of the last 4 that we got. So thanks for coming in, and we will see you next time.